today? Oh.
You're the only sunshine in my life. Feels like heaven when you take me in your arms. Oh, you're my angel. You're the only sunshine in my life. Feels like heaven when you take me in your arms. And you're my angel. You're the only sunshine in my life. Feels like heaven when you take me in your arms. Oh, you're my angel. You're the only sunshine in my life. Feels like heaven when you take me in your arms. And
Here comes the song that will make you drop. Bang, bang. Here comes the song that will make you drop. Bang, 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 bang. Here comes the danger.
How are you guys? Mid-arm workout. Ran into Adam. He's got some good news.
Alright, so I've been kind of consistent with my deadlifts, and then I took a rest day yesterday. And last video, when we were deadlifting, I felt, what was it, 455? I felt like 455.
Wait, you might have hit 455, but it was sloppy.
Well, I hit it, but then like, I got right here, my back kind of gave out, and I had to like prop it up on my knees and pull it up. It was really weird. It was like the shittiest deadlift I've ever hit. Just now, like I've been fixing my form just now, I'm doing 5 blades, which I've already hit 500 pounds before, but I threw it on like out of nowhere, just ripped it, and that was like the fastest I've ever that was the fastest deadlift I've ever had with 500 pounds.
545 next for Adam?
Bro, I literally said 600 within 3 months. I think I'm gonna fucking get it. And look here, I got this aerodynamic haircut now.
Oh my gosh, bro.
It's the aerodynamics, dude. I'm telling you, I literally felt like I was like running through the speed of light with this haircut.
Yeah, bro, that's actually crazy.
I like you when you take off your face, put away all your teeth, and take us way underneath. 'Cause you could die if you take it alone. Once you taste it, I see your face, and I know I'm alive. You're shooting stars from the barrel of your eyes. It drives me crazy, just drives me wild.
YouTube!
Let's go, baby!
YouTube!
Hey! Don't forget to come and like and subscribe. Holla back at your home, yo. Let's go, bro.
Hey,
That's
hey.
motivation. Hey, I've seen you guys, man, working day in and day out, you know? You guys might be like, oh, he's taking trend. No, bro, he's here every motherfucking day, baby. He's eating 6 meals a day. You know what? I'll give you all the trend that you want. You'll still look the same, homie. That's hard work.
Exactly.
Irreplaceable, baby. That's a fucking Ferrari, Lamborghini, Bugatti.
Let's go.
Let's go. Holla back at your boy. Rams Corey Fitz coming at you.
That's some motivation.
Once you taste it, I see your face, and I know I'm alive. You're shooting stars from the barrel of your eyes. It drives me crazy. It drives me wild. Every time
don't even like mean to like.
Yeah.
We just like be bumping into each other.
I
and
know,
shit.
seriously. That's happened a number of times, honestly.
I know.
Adam re-hit his fucking 500 PR today. I had a beautiful arm workout. Feeling full today. What can you ask for, bro? I'm gonna go for 600. Bro, I might try and PR soon.
Do it.
Like
Bro,
655.
God, we both tried to PR.
Oh, you deadlifted today?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to deadlift tomorrow.
I have legs tomorrow.
Alright, you guys, so you guys just watched the montage, and I kind of wanted to start off this video like kind of doing like a more cinematic, because sometimes when like I'm about to make a video, I'll get too worked up about like know what to say before the workout, what to do, but this time I just wanted to show you guys, and I feel like I can get like a lot better like quality of a video. But yeah, today's arm workout though, almost exactly what I do every arm workout, except today I did a little bit less triceps than normal, but pretty much that arm workout is how I took my arms from being like really a weak point on my physique, because I didn't have very big arms, and you know, luckily I had friends to like help me through like growing big arms and like teaching me like you need more frequency in arms, and you need to hit them more often, and hit them hard, like really hard. You know, it's not like this nonchalant thing you tack on if you want big arms. But yeah, if you have a weak point, like say you're trying to grow your shoulders and arms, which was a weak point of mine, I had to sacrifice volume, and like I had to sacrifice exercises in other areas of my like, I guess, total fitness. So basically, when I really first started like going hard on my shoulders and arms, today was just an arm workout, but at first it started like as, okay, I need to bring up my shoulders and arms, and I did shoulders 3 times a week, not shoulder workouts, but at least some form of shoulders 3 times a week, and arms like 3 to 4 times a week, with one of those days being like a really hard delt and arm workout. And through doing that, like, because before I would just, okay, yeah, I would hit my 2 bicep exercises after pull day, 2 or 3, and I'd hit my tricep exercises after push day, and you know, that worked out for a while. But then it got to a point where, okay, my chest is overpowering, my back is overpowering, and I got these little twig arms, and I was like, I got to do something about that. So basically what I had to change up, which was new for me, was not doing legs push pull like normal, but incorporating that arm day and like figuring out like a new like training style, honestly. And just through doing that, like I learned a lot, and now nowadays I can kind of do my legs push pull workouts, but still able to, you know, I'm still able to take things that I learned from, you know, changing up my training style and hitting arms more frequently. And I honestly, at first, I hated hitting arms. I thought it was like the most boring thing, and it was like, what's the point of going to the gym if I'm just gonna hit arms, you know? Because prior to that, I was benching and squatting and deadlifting every day, sometimes deadlifting and benching in the same day. I was doing a lot of compounds, and like that was, in my mind, that was like, I wanted to get strong, so like that's what I had to do. But then this new challenge arose of, okay, I really hate the way my physique looks, like I need to make changes to like better proportion my body, and this is the workout I used, and hopefully it works for you guys too. But yeah. But I will say with arms, like triceps, right? So some people can't do that behind the head French press like I do, and it's not necessarily the most optimal thing, but for me, that's what really helped to grow like the like large size in my triceps. Or at least I'd like to believe that, you know. And you know, there's always like a slightly more optimal way to do things. Like you could set up the cable system to where you're pulling across your body and then pulling like all the way up to here. But I've tried that, and I personally hate the way the movement feels. So you know, a lot of these things you can tweak like different angles. Like say you're doing school crushers on incline bench, you can change the angle of how you're sitting, and you can also change to where say you're going behind your head and that feels good for you, or maybe that hurts your elbows and it's better just to go straight to your face. And like one or the other is not necessarily better, because if I'm experiencing elbow problems from doing it a certain way that is technically the most optimal way, but I'm unable to push myself, and okay, now this elbow problem is turning into taking away from like my other lifts or other exercises, then it's not really going to be like all that beneficial for you, because you're just causing like damage to your body. But once I kind of like realized that, I was like, okay, I don't just have to do everything the way everyone else says to do it. Like, obviously do your own research, but once you actually test it out, you'll find out like, okay, this works for me, I really feel this, and this doesn't. That's why like concentration curls, or some form of like really getting like that full squeeze, doing like that where I was laying down on my chest and getting that full squeeze, or some type of concentration press or concentration curl, that was super big for me in feeling my biceps, because my biceps are still a weak point on my physique. My triceps dominate my biceps, but it's still that way, but I've come a long way. Like, my arms used to be very, very small, and you know, once I started getting like that really good mind muscle, hitting the curls, the concentration curls properly, all my other bicep movements just felt way better. Instead of getting a ton of forearm activation and stuff like that, I was getting a ton of bicep activation, and really learning how to use my bicep was something I needed to learn, you know. And it's like, it's weird saying that because you've been hitting curls and like all that your whole life, but then once you really have like that full hard arm workout where it's like exhausting, you'll realize like, wow, I really haven't been hitting arms like all that hard. And you know, you gotta hit them hard if you want them to grow, because arms are very stubborn for some people. But yeah, my triceps aren't very stubborn. They grow like crazy and I can just beat them to death, but I can also beat my biceps to death, but they don't grow as crazy as my triceps. But yeah, I will say like some of the most important exercises from today's workout was those against the wall barbell bicep curls. Those are one of like the most difficult arm movements, and it's kind of hard on your body. It takes a lot of core stability. It's really exhausting, but you know, the first time I was exposed to doing those against the wall, like barbell curls and progressive overloading. Like, I started at like 65s at one point, I remember a couple years ago, and then eventually got up to 110s, I believe, for 8. I'm not that strong anymore on biceps because I don't prioritize them as much as I used to, because I wasn't as insecure. But yeah, doing those and going like heavy, and you gotta be progressive overloading. Treat it like it's a compound movement, and you do those enough, like just those barbell curls, and your arms will feel like watermelons. Very different from when I just do my regular dumbbell curls. You know, preacher machine's always a good staple. Just please be safe, because I injured myself in the past doing preacher curl. You know, it's just scary. But yeah, and then in my opinion, triceps, like, see, my opinion's skewed because my triceps are just grow easily, right? So I would just basically, and I've always hit triceps like from a young age. Like before I even knew what working out was, like I'd go to like my brother would be at like some training thing, and I would be messing around the cables hitting tricep push down, because it's like a rope. It's like, it's pretty intuitive, but yeah, so maybe that had something to do with my triceps. But me personally, I say go real heavy on triceps. Make sure you're getting that full stretch, because a lot of people will just stop halfway, and it's like, dude, you got so much more range of motion to go and so much more to gain, and like really stretch that tricep, and you'll feel it all the way up in your, like all the way up in your shoulder, like your tricep stretching. And I'm like, and I see people half repping it, and I'm like doing one of these, and I'm like, yeah, you're getting like a good contraction and stuff like that, but you know, you're not getting the full range of motion. It's basically half squatting is the way I see it. Unless you're doing like, okay, I'm gonna do 10 like this, 10 like that, and like you could do 21s, which is like a fun, creative way to like increase intensity, which is another way to progressive overload. But unless you're doing something like that, I really recommend getting those really full reps and getting strong at that full range of motion range. Like when I'm charged up all the way up here, and I got a decent amount of weight on the tricep push down, you know, I feel really strong and safe. Whereas I could imagine how, you know, when you first start squatting to depth, it feels scary, but trust me, range of motion is king over everything. It's really, and this is my philosophy, but if you're doing your movements in a high range of motion, your muscles will look very pretty. And that's just the way that's just like the thought that came into my mind, because, you know, watching David later when I was younger, and like some of these guys, I would see how like, okay, this guy's doing ass to grass squats, like his freaking butt is touching the ground and his heels, and I'm like, look at this dude's python legs, like he's got very like pretty looking muscles, like elongated, not like short and stubby. And I know it like doesn't actually work like that, but you know, in my mind it works like that, so that's what's gonna happen. But I hope you guys could like learn a lot from this arm workout. I know hitting arms can kind of be a drag, but yeah, unless you hit too much arms, there's also like the complete polar opposite where you only hit arms and you don't hit anything else, which is something that a lot of people are stricken with the workout. But yeah, that's all for now. All right, you guys. So we just finished up with Costco, and now we're gonna be winding down and making dinner. And I am probably gonna be eating rice. And later in the night, I got 2 sweet potatoes from the other night, 2 like decently sized sweet potatoes. So that's gonna be like carbs for the night. And then what are we doing, babe, for protein? Chicken tikka, and a lot of chicken tikka, a lot of chicken. So that's gonna be my meal tonight. And then those sweet potatoes, rice, and then I'm probably gonna have some dessert, orange juice, things like that. And then I'm probably gonna have like a big bowl of cereal on top of that. And that'll probably be my dinner for tonight. Like just stuffing food in as much as I can. And yeah. I'm gonna give myself a reminder. This is a reminder to, well, I'm just talking to myself, so it's okay. This is a reminder to talk about how if you're not really into powerlifting or doing compound movements, you still need to be getting stronger. I think that people forget that, oh, I'm just doing like bodybuilding movements, I'm just doing hypertrophy, I'm just doing 8 to 12 reps, you know, it's about the squeeze, about the pump. But in order to be getting bigger, you need to be, you know, progressing in some way, doing something, you know, in the gym. So like if you're eating, you know, yeah, you're in a surplus, but you're doing the same shit every day, like versus, okay, I'm not like super meticulous about tracking my shit, but you know, I'm still, you know, keeping in mind like, okay, I got 12 reps with this last week. Should I up the weight, or should I just increase by reps? Or just finding that certain way to progressive overload. Or maybe, okay, this is another way to progressive overload. If you do, say I do my bicep or my barbell bicep curl at the beginning of the workout, then and get a certain number of reps with a certain weight, and then say next workout I don't do it the first time in the workout and I do it third bicep exercise, but I'm still able to do that same weight and that same amount of reps, that's a PR because my biceps are already fatigued. And so then that next week I could go in and come in, be the first time and know like, okay, I can do a lot more because even then when I was fatigued, I was able to do this certain amount of weight. And you know, you still need to be using techniques like that. I mean, you don't have to be like super crazy, you know, have your notebook out all the time and fucking write down every little single thing. But I did that for a while just to like learn and like really get good at it. But I don't do that anymore. And like say the first week or the first couple weeks of, first like 3 weeks of like a new block or 2 weeks of like a new training block, I'll write down the exercises, the weight I did them at, and you know how many reps I got. And I'll kind of use that as like my first gauge, and I'll give it a couple weeks, and if I get like a ton stronger at a movement just because I haven't done it in a while and just like mechanically I get better at it, I just get better at the movement. But then I can kind of see like, okay, I'm 3 weeks in, I'm about like, I'm not gonna get like significantly stronger, so now it's time to write down, you know, this is my baseline, now where can I go 8 to 12 weeks from now, and how much stronger can I get in these movements that I chose for my specific weak points, and you know, just like any goals I'm trying to achieve or anything like that. Like And if you guys use all those techniques, then you know you're gonna be getting bigger. You literally, if you're using all those techniques and getting stronger at them, and you're in a surplus, you will be getting bigger. And if you're training and like, if you're using the right form and everything. But yeah, I just want to say that's a reminder to myself. But I'm also kind of did kill this shit, so I'm gonna put this in the video. But yeah.